I feel for Reynolds because I know he's a good hitter, and he's always going to be a decent hitter. Is he elite by any means? No. Is he, top tier in the league? No. But look, people are saying, we signed him for $100 million, and he's the worst defensive outfielder, and he's one of the worst hitters. What a terrible signing by Pittsburgh. This guy has been carrying this offense.
They weren't saying that last year.
No, this guy has been carrying this offense for 4 years. Yes, he's in a bad slump, but I don't want to hear this Bryan Reynolds slander.
Tell me you don't know baseball.
I'm a Bryan Reynolds. I just love Bryan Reynolds. I appreciate everything he's done.
He shows up
every single day, and he's putting. You never see him not hustle, right? And it just goes to. I feel like Bryan Reynolds is an example. It just goes to show how hard baseball is and how hard hitting is at the highest level.
And that doesn't excuse what Ben Cherington's done with this.
And that's exactly my point. If it's any year for Bryan Reynolds to be bad, it's this year, because all it does is show that what Ben Cherington has created around him, they have nothing without Bryan Reynolds and O'Neal Cruz, of course. And if O'Neal Cruz has been injured, but they have nothing without Bryan Reynolds. So I'm like, okay, Reynolds, go ahead and struggle, because now this shows how they have failed you to surround you as one of the main pieces in this lineup.
You mentioned it, right? This is the greatest illumination of what Ben Cherington has done here, because Bryan Reynolds has struggled so much. We see there's literally nothing other than him. And people still, instead of criticizing Ben Cherington, are saying they shouldn't have gave Reynolds $100 million. They still don't understand what the issue is. I don't know what it's going to take for that segment of Pirate fans to understand that all of this, in the end, comes back to Ben Cherington and, by default, Bob Nutting, who hired him. Like, he was a great investment at the time. Everybody said, oh, what a great... All those same people they're now saying it was a terrible job, what a bad deal. He sucks. And you gave him $106 million. They were applauding Bob Nutting and Ben Cherington when we got that extension for him, because he was doing great. Last year he did his thing. The year before he did his thing. The main story is, like, people. It's been, like, how are you criticizing Bryan Reynolds? It's a rough stretch. This whole offense has gone through that stretch.
Baseball is hard. It's hard.
Yeah,
he's a good player. He's proven it.
And nobody was saying anything about his defense 2 years. And nobody was, like, they just bring it up just to, like, bolster their point. But when they were singing his praises, they didn't bring up his defense. So, well, I just can't deal with this hating on Bryan Reynolds. It's taking away, you're taking away from the bigger criticism, which is of Ben Cherington, of this franchise that has done such a horrible job.